Hello! If you need to present your reports to an audience often, then this video may be interesting for you. I'm going to show you how to emphasize chart points by just clicking in the table. The table contains sales, percentage, and growth of some brands and chocolate types. And if I choose white chocolate, for example, then the corresponding 4 points get highlighted. If I choose particular brands, then the points get highlighted as well. So as long as I'm clicking inside the table, the points get highlighted. And if I click outside of the table, then nothing happens. In this way, you'll be able to highlight the points that you're talking about graphically and in a random order, just as you present. I'm going to show you how to do this using 3 most commonly used chart types: the column chart, the line chart, and the pie chart. In the column chart, the column will get highlighted by changing color. In the line chart, a marker will be used to emphasize the point. And in the pie chart, the pieces are going to explode out of the chart. Let's see how this is done using Microsoft Visual Basic for applications. Let's open the Visual Basic editor with the key combination Alt and F11 and start writing the macro. The macro will have to be triggered when the selection of cells changes. This means they will have to be embedded into the sheet where the cells are. That's sheet 1. Let me choose Worksheet, and by default I'm offered the selection change. So let's start writing. Let's declare the variables. Combo chart is going to be the chart where the line and column series are. We will also need a pie chart. With its series. R is going to be the range of the clickable cells. And we are going to need cell to loop through this range. K is going to be the number of rows between the beginning of the sheet and the range of clickable cells. And we're going to need it to specify the point number correctly. Now let's define the variables. I'm going to set the combo chart to be chart 3 on the active sheet. If you don't remember how to find the chart numbers, then we need to go back to the sheet, select the chart, and in the far left corner we can see there's chart 3. The column series are series 1 of this chart, and the line is series 2. The pie chart is chart 1, and its series is series 1. I'm going to set column series as series 1 of the combo chart. I'm going to set the line series to be series 2 of the combo chart. The pie chart is going to be chart 1 of the active sheet. And pi series is going to be its first series. R is going to be the range of the clickable cells, and I'm going to define it as a dynamic range. So I will write R equal to active sheet range starting from cell A15, which is the first cell in my clickable range in my example, and continuing to the cell that is the last non-blank cell when going down and to the right of A15. So this part is equivalent to pressing Ctrl and the down arrow key on the keyboard, and this part is equivalent to pressing Ctrl key and the right arrow key together. K is going to be the number of rows from the beginning of the sheet to the range of clickable cells, and in my example it's going to be 14. Now let's set the initial status. At the beginning, the column series should not have any data labels. It should also be colored blue. To determine the RGB combination of a color, you can go back to the sheet, go to Fill Color, More Colors, Custom Colors, and if you choose a certain color here, its RGB combination will be shown below. The line series should have no markers, so I will set the marker style to none, and the pi series also should have no data labels. The pi series should also have no explosion, so I'll set it to 0. Let's write the first two conditions. If selection count is equal to 1, meaning if only one cell is selected, and at the same time, not intersect of target is the cell that we selected, and R, that's a range of clickable cells, is nothing, meaning that the cell we selected is from the range R, then the following loop should get started. So for each cell in R, if cell value is equal to target value, meaning if the value of the cell is equal to the value of the cell we selected, which is a target cell, then the column series point, which is the point number equivalent to the row of this cell minus k, and k is the number of rows between the range of clickable cells in the beginning of the sheet, will have the color, which is light gold. This point of the column series should also have data labels. And now let's start with the line series points. With line series points, which are determined with the same reference to cell row minus k, so their marker style should be a circle. The marker size should be 8. The marker background color should be dark gold. And the marker foreground color should also be dark gold. And with, and let's start with the pie chart. So the equivalent point of the pie chart series, which is again determined by cell row minus k, should have the explosion of 20%. And should also have labels. Let's end the if statement. Finalize the loop by typing next cell. And again end if. And that's it. I'm going to indent parts of the code for better visibility, even though this is not a mandatory practice in Visual Basic for applications. So this is the first indent. The second. Third. Fourth. and fifth. So let me show you the code once more. And now let's test. So let's select white chocolate, and 4 points get highlighted. If I select milk chocolate, then 2 points get highlighted. And if I select dark chocolate, the point gets highlighted as well. If I select brands, their points also get highlighted. If I click outside of the table, nothing happens. If you would like to use this code in your own file, then please adapt the marked lines. You will need to change the name of the sheet on which the charts are, the numbers of the charts, the numbers of the series in the charts, and also the first cell of the clickable range, depending on where your table is on the sheet. The macro needs to be embedded into the sheet on which the cells are being selected. And if you don't need all the mentioned chart types, then please remove the lines of code mentioning the chart types that you don't need. For example, if you just want the pie series, then please remove the lines of code mentioning column series, line series, and the combo chart. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe for more practical spreadsheet solutions.